Hello there YouTube, I'm Wheelchair21, and for the first time ever on a rolling review, we're going to be looking at a third-party add-on kit. We're going to be looking at Dr. Wu's DW-M06 Veteran. This is for the Transformers The Last Night Premier Edition Voyager Hound. And what it is a new backpack, which becomes a chain gun. We also have new add-on feet parts. We have a knife and his double barrel, I guess you would say, shotgun slash, like, just rifle in general. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be, like, a reference to, like, a double barrel AR-15 or whatnot, but it's supposed to be just some interesting Cybertronian rifle. Now, the crazy thing about this add-on set is it does come with a little plastic baggie that features a dog tag as well as a bullet slash cigar for Hound to, like, smoke. And then inside you have your actual assortment. You have your backpack, you have your gun, and you have your 2 feet right here. Now, the one thing about this backpack is the green. Once you see it on Hound, you'll see that it doesn't match as well as they originally intended it to. It does come with the extra knife, which is a really nice metallic gleam. And one of the things I will mention is that there's like a small little chip in mine. Like, I don't know if this is just a factory error or if I chipped it myself when I got it, but I didn't really notice it until today. And, I mean, I've played with it a few times, I've transformed it a few times to get a feel for the thing, and I really do like how it turns from a backpack into a giant chain gun. You actually see his ammo clip right inside here, and it works really nice and well with your actual now double barrel, I guess, shotgun slash just rifle in general. It's really cool, and I do like the fact that it does come with 2 magazines pre-attached or molded into the cast and design. I would have liked if it was more of a gray to match, say, his other guns throughout the various movie lines. As you can see, this is a dark gunmetal where the rest have been just a nice basic, like, gray to almost represent a metallic gleam. It would have been better if they just fit in a whole lot better and nicer. I mean, there are some Takara runs that have this color, so maybe they were originally trying to base on what Takara does, as well as the handle for the actual rifle right here, the butt of the gun, like, in a sense. It actually moves so it can work with either your freaking Age of Extinction Hound or, like I said, which it's supposed to be meant for, the Last Night, which I do enjoy. And then we have your feet, which are based on his more accurate big-toed, like, tires, and I really do like just the overall details put into them, like the actual tire treads. Very nice. Now here we have our Last Night Hound. As you can see, this is the actual Hasbro release. There isn't really much of a difference between the Takara one. However, with the Movie Best line coming out, one will maybe notice that this might be actually better in tuned with that one, because as we go to plug it down nice on the back here, one can see there is a slight difference in the green. As you can see, this one's a little bit more brighter. It's still about close to this shade, but it doesn't entirely match. Still, it is nice and completes the overall truck to give it more of the actual on-screen representation, but like I said, it might be better to fit in with the Movie Best. And you can still store the new gun on the side. It also has the knife. And on the top here, as you see, this hole, can it store the actual original weapons of your Hound. Now, some might be tight, some might be loose. So I recommend that if you have a tight hole for the connecting point, the 5mm, don't force it in. You gotta, like, kind of just rotate and twist it due to the fact that it is pretty damn tight. Like I said, it's a tight fit, so don't put too much pressure on it, because I do think that if you put too much pressure on, it will cause a lot of stress and crack the actual interior frame of our goddamn triple barrel Gatling gun, his actual iconic signature weapon throughout the movie line. Honestly, I do like the overall just feel and fit of how it clips to be a cab, how it can store a couple of the weapons, as well as, you know, work with the already existing toy guns that the actual figure comes with. Now, the transformation process is really tedious as it shoots off the goddamn shotgun, so let me go through the steps slowly. First off, make sure your weapons are removed from the sides. as well as make sure you've taken out your actual ammo clip. I've already done that to start off this part of the transformation process. Now, next up, I like to unhinge these sides and then slowly move out your actual handle for your gun and fold this part back. It makes it a lot easier, I found out, to fold the part back and then start working on your chain gun right here. You're going to want to fold up this little piece right here to cover the 5mm peg hole, and then these will then collapse inwards onto each other and lock onto here. Not a snug lock, but it'll just clip in ever so lightly into like the little middle gap here to keep it kind of from moving around. Next, you're going to want to pull out more of your freaking barrels. Now, the way that it locks into place actually does cause a bit of a problem for you to like actually spin and turn. So once we can get this up and around, you're pretty good. So get it up, around, fold it down. Actually, no, turn it around. I always forget this step, to turn it first, then fold it. So once we have it turned, you're going to be good. You're going to be really good for this part. So turn it and then start compacting it. Make sure this little lip here gets inside your gun. Makes it a whole lot easier and a whole lot simpler to lock it in place. And this is where it gets a little tight and snug. And I don't like when it gets too tight or too snug, because then it leads to me possibly breaking said figure or transformer, no matter what style of figure it is, whether it be third-party, add-on, or whatnot. Now, back here is your handle and your final grip for your gun. To get it out correctly, best way is to flip it up a couple of times, because this thing is the problem that I have with the actual gun itself, is how the actual back handle comes out. So flip up all the way over, pull out your piece right here, flip it back down, pull out its sibling, then complete locking everything into place. And like I said, it's probably the biggest problem is just getting the two interior arms that hold your sides together to move it closer, and then just making sure each piece safely tabs in and locks into place as so. Now, while I had it off screen, all I did was make sure that all the tabs plugged into the right slots, got it right where it needs to be, and then I plugged in the ammo clip. That's really the only big deal I had to do off camera, just to make sure I had these tabs right where they needed to be to hold in the actual final grip here. Make sure the cannon was a little bit more leveled and equal out for all your barrels. And then the one issue I have is that the grip right here in the back doesn't fully do a full 90 degree once you plug it in place, and it does look really frickin' stupid. Now, I've been looking at some of the images on how it's supposed to connect and look online, and a part of me feels like I have mine possibly either misassembled or it's exactly like it needs to be, but it looks a lot different than the original initial prototypes. Like, I'm not too sure. I'm going to compare it later to a few other reviewers and leave in the comments below or in the description below if mine is misassembled or if this is just how it comes. But it does, like I say, look not so accurate. It doesn't look like it's in a full 90 degree for a grip. However, though, once you do have it complete, you can pretty much take your Hound, which I already have here, with the feet clipped in as they slide right up and under here of the tires, and you turn it around, and the main toes of the actual toy become the heel now. You then just need to start plugging and slotting in your actual guns into his hands. Alright, we have our triple barrel chain gun from the Veteran set plugged into Hound. And honestly, I think that the overall chain gun and the more accurate toes help complement the movie animation model as we've seen in the films. And honestly, I think that it was a smart idea to make the back of the cab of his truck compressed down into this chain gun. I like the fact that it does have the actual handle to be articulated so it can be held in various poses. And I do like the fact that the toes help act as a counterbalance. However, due to the fact that they are friction joints, they do slide out of the actual tire feet and, you know, move around quite a bit because of the overall friction. They slide out, they move, and it's not too sturdy. but it serves its purpose real well as long as you keep him stationary in one specific pose in one specific area of, say, your room, desks, or shelves. Overall, with the other accessories of the actually more iconic or signature double-barrel shotgun, and I guess it's just weird combat knife because it's not as accurate as the one we've seen briefly used in Age of Extinction, but overall, you know, just have a new different knife. It's great, it's good. I like the fact that it can plug into the slots and tabs on his legs here. With the shotgun itself, there is one issue I will say, that even though the handle is articulated, the butt of the gun rubs against the wrist and forearm of the figure, so it's not a stable grip or connection when displaying it on the toy. You mostly just want to have the chain gun out and about and held by Hound, where he's like either shooting at Decepticons or right in Megatron's face. And I think, you know, you're going to get what you got for about $25. Even though I haven't bought many Dr. Wu weapons, I think this is one of their more extensive add-on kits where it actually adds a weapon that is a transformable piece and accessory to your overall toy. Most of the Dr. Wu weapons I've ever had are just basic printed out pieces. You know, they're just basic guns. I think, though, people will still be happy with it, but I expect a lot of fans are probably going to get this, you know, from secondhand sellers or even knockoffs of a third-party accessory. You can still get this at places like Big Bad Toy Store, TF Source, and honestly, I like it. It's great. And if people want me to review possible more third-party Transformer toys, just leave it down in the comments below, like suggestions and ideas. I'm not big into actually Transformers reviewing, and I only do it from time to time if it's an item that really impresses me, or it's an item that I really feel in love with, in a sense. Like, it gives me a lot of, you know, feel-good vibes, in a sense. Like, I really just appreciate the quality of the toy or the add-on piece. Nevertheless, though, I'm Wheelchair21, and if you actually do like this review, leave a comment, subscribe, and check out other Transformer-related reviews here on my channel. Or if you just like me doing basic Tokusatsu toy reviews, check those out too. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and over at HeroClub.com. And I'll see you all next time with another Rolling Review and/or Doyle's DVDs.